All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the College Basketball Report. Today, I have my 3 games for you to watch today, 3 factors in all of them. And this is the third day I've been doing this, so let's get right into it. So, my first matchup, I'm going to have to go with UConn versus DePaul. I think this is kind of a lopsided matchup here. It's the only ranked game today, which is kind of why I put it on here. It's going to be on CBS Sports Network at 2, if you guys want to watch this. UConn's had some great wins against Butler, Xavier, Gonzaga, Texas, Baylor. Ever since they lost those 3 games in that Thanksgiving tournament, they've been on a roll. They've won, what's that, 6 games in a row against, they're 2-0 conference play, beat Gonzaga, beat Baylor. I mean, they're playing great. They're playing great this year. Just those 3 games that they dropped are here, not bad losses. Colorado's great. Dayton's great. Probably gonna win their conference. And Memphis is also pretty good. So UConn, not a bad squad. Alex Carabin, Hassan Diarra, insanely good. Also, Solomon Ball is insane. UConn's just a great squad this year. I think they'll do pretty well in this matchup. Let's move on to DePaul here. UConn's 11.5-point favorites. I think they're gonna probably win by more. Let's go on to DePaul here though. DePaul's 9-4, ninth in the Big East, better than last year. They've already tripled the amount of wins they've had, so they're definitely way better. Wins against Northern Illinois, Valparaiso, Loyola, Maryland, not great wins this year. DePaul's good, but they haven't had, whenever I've faced actual competition like Texas Tech, Providence, St. John, Northwestern, they've lost those 4 games. They should have beat Providence, but those other 3 games, like losing to St. John's by 28, not a great loss at all. Jacob Meyer for DePaul, man, averaging 14.5 a game. Chris Riddle, 80% shooting. That's great. This team, 69 points allowed a game, 18.5 assists per game. So they like to move the ball around a lot. They're averaging 80 a game, pretty good. A bunch of rebounds a game. Let's move on to, let me go back to UConn here. UConn, 2-0 in conference play. I'm gonna guess that the Big East Championship's probably gonna be between UConn and Marquette. Maybe St. John's or Creighton sneaks in there. Creighton just beat St. John's by 1. That was an awesome game. Hopefully they have more meetings in the future. But yeah, 8-4, bro. They're 4th in assists per game, 20 assists per game. So they have great ball movement on this team. They're averaging 84 points a game, tied for 37th in the nation. Looking at these 2 teams, UConn's just better in general. In every statistical category, they're just better. 6-game win streak. I mean, just it practically beat them in almost all of these. So, also UConn's have way better competition. So, I'm going to have to go with UConn in this matchup. I don't think it will be close. DePaul is decent, but UConn is just a powerhouse, back-to-back national champs. Give me the Huskies in this one. For my second game of the day, this one's my favorite, personally. I got North Carolina and Louisville. Louisville, the spread is 1.5 for Louisville. This is going to be an insane game. This is going to be so close. Let's look at the Louisville Cardinals here. They're 8-5, same with North Carolina. Losses to Tennessee, not bad. Oklahoma, not bad. Ole Miss, not bad. Duke, not bad. Kentucky, not bad. All 5 of those teams are in the AP poll right now. So they don't have bad losses. They've had a pretty tough non-conference schedule. I think 3 of those losses are in the top 10. Tennessee right now, number 1. Duke, number 4. And then Kentucky is, I think, number 9 right now. Or 10? Yeah, number 10. So Wow, that is pretty impressive. Let's go back here. Do scores. Let's go back to the ACC matchup. Looking back into Louisville, 8th in ACC play. Other teams they've had pretty tough non-conference schedule. Chucky Hepburn averaging 15 a game for them. Their defense is solid. It's so hard to just pick between these two teams because let's get into North Carolina here. Not a bad loss at Allen Fieldhouse. That's a really tough place to play. Probably the hardest to play in college basketball in general. Only lost by 3 to Kansas. That's not a bad loss at all. That shouldn't hurt them at all heading into March Madness, even if they make it. They're 8-5 right now. They got a win against Dayton during Feast Week, but then dropped 3 straight against Auburn, Michigan State, Alabama. All 3 of those losses are in the AP poll right now. Auburn, obviously number 2, and Alabama and Michigan State are also in that AP poll. I'm pretty sure Alabama's also top 10. Also a loss to Florida, who's also in the top 10. So their losses are all in the AP poll, and 3 of the 5 are in the top 10. So it's really weird looking at these two teams because they're in the same boat. I think whoever wins this game is probably gonna just take off from then because this game just feels like whoever wins this, their season's gonna be great after. Like this is just like I feel like this is a determining game for both teams this season. Whoever wins this, I'm gonna have to side with the Cardinals on this one. It's gonna be a close game all the way through, but since it's in Louisville, I like this Louisville team. Their losses aren't bad, same with North Carolina, but I just think it's at Louisville. They got the home court advantage. Give me the Cardinals in this one. I'm going to take them. I think they'll cover the spread. I think they're going to win probably more than one. I mean, that spread is so tight. Literally any team can win this one. Like 1.5 points is insane. Now, I know they had a interesting game against Eastern Kentucky here. They hit a game-winning layup with like 2 seconds left. If we want to watch this right here. Call the foul. 3 seconds. And they hit the lay. They beat Eastern Kentucky in that matchup. They're 6-7. So I don't know about this Louisville team. And I want to side with North Carolina so bad, but I think it's in Louisville, and North Carolina's been like iffy all season long. One thing I will say about North Carolina is in that matchup against UCLA, I think this was a turning point for their season. I feel like they could win this game. I'm going to side with Louisville, though, but the fact they were down by like 17 in this game, and they came all the way back and beat UCLA. UCLA went on to beat Gonzaga after that. So, I think both of these squads are good. I'm going to side with Louisville, though, on this one. So, yeah, give me the Cardinals. For my last game out of these top 3, I'm going to have to go with another Big East matchup. Villanova and Butler. Another spread that is super tight. 1.5 points. Let's look into Villanova here. 1-1 in Big East play. Butler is 0-2. Villanova, they've been like iffy all year. I don't know how to feel about them. Decent win against Seton Hall, but Seton Hall's 0-3 in conference play, and they're 5-9. Seton Hall's not that good. They beat Cincinnati. That was a good win. They beat Penn. Good win at the Ivy League. Lost to Columbia. Columbia's good. They're 11-2, but you just gotta win that game. You're Power 5 school. You gotta win it. Beat Temple. Right? Like they don't have great wins. They lost to Creighton, Maryland, Virginia, St. Joseph's. Oh. Also lost to Columbia. So St. Joseph's, bad loss. Virginia, bad loss. Maryland, not a bad loss, and Creighton's not a bad loss, but Eric Dixon averaging almost 26 a game for them, shooting 53% from the field. That is just insane. He's probably in my first team All-American. In my opinion, I think Eric Dixon is one of the best forwards in college basketball in today's game. Now heading on to Butler. It is at Butler. Missouri State win, Western Michigan, SMU, solid win, Northwestern, pretty good win. Also beat Mississippi State. Mississippi State, great SEC team. Joe Lunardi has them as a 3-seed line right now. Pretty high for them. So that's a great win for Butler here. They lost to Houston, North Dakota State, Wisconsin, Marquette, UConn. So they've had a tough schedule these past couple games. North Dakota State, that's not a good loss. And also, if you look at this game, they were down by like 20 at one point. And North Dakota State's not that good. Like, that's not a Power 5 school. You got to win that game. Jamil Telfort, 15.5 games. 50.5 points a game, my bad. He's solid forward. Oh, man. I think this is going to be a battle between Eric Dixon and Jamil. And I'm going to have to go with Villanova on this one. I think Eric Dixon's going to show out for another game. He's going to carry them to a victory. Man, this game, I mean, the Louisville, North Carolina game and this game, so hard to pick with. They're two almost equal schools. Yeah. But give me the Wildcats in this one. Closing out, tight game. Good win for their tournament resume. And also great win for their Big East standings, which would put them up to 2-1. But, yeah, I'm going to have to side with Villanova on this one. So, quick recap here. I got Louisville beating North Carolina, UConn beating DePaul, and Villanova beating Butler. Those are going to be 3 great games. I think the only outlier might be UConn DePaul, but watch out for North Carolina, Louisville, 6 p.m. ACC Network, and Villanova Butler, 6:30 p.m. on FS1. So, should be a decent slate of games tonight. There's a couple good ones. Those are my top 3. Some other games that I guess I'll go with for you guys. You got Miami. Miami up 15 to Boston College right now. Miami needs a win. They're 4-8. It's crazy to think that they were in the Final Four in 2023. I guess Rice Tulsa is going to be a great game. I think we're going to go with the Rice in that one. Pulling off the upset is what they have. Tulsa win by 2.5. I just want to say this. I love this Drake team. They're 12-0 in the conference. They're 12-0, first in Mountain Valley Conference play. Probably going to be Drake and Bradley or Drake and Indiana State. One of those 3 teams in that. And I'm going to have Drake winning that conference. Drake is extremely impressive. One of the only undefeated teams left. I think there's only 3 or 4 left in the entire nation. So, Drake's a great school. But with that, that's my 3 games. Once again, I got Louisville beating North Carolina, UConn beating DePaul, and Villanova beating Butler. Those are my 3 games for you, and I'll see you tomorrow.